Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm happy to have you here because I have a library haul to share with you guys. Before we get into this, if you've not yet subscribed, please take a second to do that before you leave today if you love bookish content. I also have a lot of grocery hauls and cooking vlogs on my channel, and I do share some Disney content from time to time. I do have some crafting things coming up and a lot of fun things for the fall and Christmas season, so if you're not yet subscribed, please do that today. I truly enjoy having you guys as a part of my Disney housewife family. So if you're here to talk about books, go get you a little snack or something, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So press pause if you need to, and then come right back because we have a lot of books here to discuss. So I'm going to start with my first, or my absolute favorite of the book. So I'm gonna try not to knock the camera down, but I'm gonna start with the book that I loved the most. So this book was a domestic thriller, which I enjoy very much. I loved her book, which is mentioned here on the top, called The Couple Next Door. I'm gonna keep that out of the frame, I'm sorry. But it was such an enjoyable book that I really didn't want it to end. As a matter of fact, I got about 60 pages toward the end and I put it down for 2 days because I didn't want the book to end. Kind of wanted to absorb what I had read, and I took my time enjoying it. So if you're unfamiliar with Sherry Lapina, she has The Couple Next Door, A Stranger in the House, An Unwanted Guest, and Someone We Know are also her books, and I believe this one came out in 2020. So it's still relatively new, but not new for anyone who jumps on books as soon as they come out. I'm gonna read the inside of it to you really quickly, and it says, a long ago accident and a visitor from out of the blue. Stephanie and Patrick are adjusting to life with their colicky twin girls. The babies are a handful, but even as Stephanie struggles with the disorientation of sleep deprivation, there's one thing she's sure of. She has all she's ever wanted. Then Erica, a woman from Patrick's past, appears and makes a disturbing accusation. Patrick had always said his first wife's death was an accident, but now Erica claims it was murder. Patrick insists he's innocent, that this is nothing but blackmail attempts. But still, Erica knows things about Patrick, things that make Stephanie begin to question her husband. Stephanie isn't sure what or who to believe. As Stephanie's trust in her husband begins to falter, Patrick stands to lose everything. Is Erica the persuasive liar that Patrick says she is, or has Stephanie made a terrible mistake? How will it end? Well, I'm gonna try to keep this spoiler free. There are some trigger warnings. Obviously death. Especially death of someone who is pregnant. Now, that is horrific in itself. There is no gore. The manner in which she passed away was not a gory death. So that is the trigger that I would say is the worst thing in here. If affairs trigger you, maybe not read this. There was several mention of that, and between multiple people. This Erica chick, she's a wild one. So if those are things that trigger you, then maybe not pick up this book. However, the story was incredible. I honestly didn't know what to believe from time to time. She kept us guessing. When I thought I figured it out, I had no idea. I truly had no idea. The only thing I really couldn't stand about this book was how repetitive it was to talk about how the babies were crying and they were fussy and they had colic. I had a colicky baby. I don't want to read about it. So almost every scene that they're home, the babies are fussy. And it got a little old, it got a little tired. So that was like the lowest part of the book for me. I got tired of hearing it. I wanted more. I wanted more. Give me more of the past. Give me more of the friendships in the past. Tell me some more stuff. Don't just sit here and tell me every little bit that the babies are fussy. Babies are fussy. We get it. And I understand what she was trying to do with it by saying, like, being so tired. But I don't feel like the author gave us enough credit that we understood what she meant. We know what it's like to function, and our minds play tricks on us when we're tired. She didn't have to just keep beating a dead horse, I guess, with it. So other than that, I absolutely love this book. I think I gave it a 4-star on, I might have given it a 5-star. I have to check back on my Goodreads, but I really did enjoy this, and I have read The Couple Next Door, but I haven't read the rest of her books. I really want to because I do enjoy her storytelling. Like I said, the mention of the babies crying all the time and how tired she was, just got a little on my nerves, and that's the only negative thing I have to say about this. So if you love domestic thrillers, psychological thrillers, and things of that nature, then I highly recommend you picking this up. I hate to take it back tomorrow, but I have to. The second favorite that I liked out of this library haul is the fourth and final book of the Moe and Dale series. It is a middle grade series, which I absolutely adore. If you or someone in your family loves middle grade, I highly recommend picking up the series from the library and reading it. This one here specifically is called The Law of Finders Keepers. They have 3 Times Lucky, oh my goodness, 3 Times Lucky, Ghost of Tupelo Honey. That's not right, is it? Maybe. Let me see if I can find it. It's not Tupelo Honey. That's a restaurant here in Charlotte. Oh my gosh. Okay. 3 Times Lucky, Ghost of Tupelo Landing, and The Odds of Getting Even. Now to me this cover is kind of similar to The Odds of Getting Even. So this just was a great book. It was not my favorite of the series. I think The Ghost of Tupelo Landing and even the first book were my absolutely 2 favorite books out of the series. So I don't want to ruin this for anyone who hasn't read the series. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I enjoyed it. Didn't love it as much as any of the others, but it was a nice little ending, I guess, to the series. And Abby from the Disney Sisters, who is the one who got me hooked on the series way back when, and I've enjoyed being able to finish the series. The third one that I enjoyed was written in 2010, and apparently it's a series, and this is book 1. And it's Camp Club Girls and the Mystery at Discovery Lake. This is a middle grade book, and it kind of reminds me of Nancy Drew meets Babysitter Club, so it was kind of a fun mashup. I felt a little lost at times because some of the dialogue was very immature, and I was just like, oh gosh, I don't know if I can do this. It was just too much. I wanted something a little bit more not childlike, I guess, at the time, so I got really frustrated with it. But it's so cute. And if you are a Christian home or not, if you just want your child to read cleaner, good things, because we all know that there are some things out there that are not, this is Christian based. So even on the inside cover, they have a scripture right here. Maybe if it'll show. There we go. So there's a scripture right here. And it is Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding, and in all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths, or make your path straight. This is NIV. Yeah, this is the NIV version. I'm used to the KJV, so anyway, it means the same thing. So anyway, I just felt like this was really, really sweet and perfect dialogue for the younger generation who, you know, used to all those girly conversations, and I don't know, it was just very lighthearted. But I loved that they would bring up the scriptures that they were supposed to memorize and lessons they were supposed to memorize. They did talk about that amongst themselves, which was really nice. They did solve a mystery, which was really cute. I love how this tied up. So if you're interested in it and you're okay with those younger conversations, then you'll love this, because I enjoyed it. Like I said, it was just a little young for me at the moment when I was trying to finish it. Don't know if I would pick up any more of them. I guess I would have to be in the mood to. But again, if you have a child who loves to read middle grade, or if you do, I highly recommend this series, because I just love when you're reading any book and it mentions the Word of God in it, it makes me super happy. So this is a book that I would actually be okay with Michaela reading on her own, and feel completely comfortable that the whole series would be safe without me pre-reading it first. Okay, the next one is also middle grade, and by the time I finished that book, I was just kind of over it. So there is no diss to this book whatsoever. I was just not in the right headspace to read it. So I feel like I might pick this one up again, because it is absolutely lovely. And it is Ophelia and the Marvelous Boy. Here's the cover. I mean, look how cute that is. And the back of it, there's this beautiful snowy house on the back. And then on the inside, it talks about all of the different galleries. So I love the interior of this cover. And just the pages are just really nicely done. Dark night skies and everything. And then there are some illustrations throughout the book, and they're just very dark and mysterious, but lovely at the same time. Here's an interior shot of one of the galleries. So I don't know, I just felt like it wasn't for me at the time. And this is by Karen Foxley. I don't think this has a synopsis. No, it doesn't. It just says, in which young Ophelia rescues a magical boy, battles a snow queen, and saves the world. So I felt like it was gonna have Narnia vibes, and it kind of did. Like I said, my brain was kind of fried from this middle grade book that I just couldn't, and I'm not huge into fantasy, so I just wanted to tap out. And I'm sad because, I don't know, I tried reading this to Michaela and she really didn't jive with it very well either. But I'm kind of sad. Like, I'm really sad because I wanted to enjoy this book. And like I said, it has nothing to do with the content. I made it about 4 chapters in, and that's when my brain just said, no, I need something else. I need an adult world. So if you've read it, let me know. Should I pick it back up? The last book I am super sad that I did not enjoy. Also, why am I getting calls and texts constantly when I'm trying to film? The heck is that? I am so tired of spam everything. But I don't know if I'll pick this book back up either. I felt no connections. Like, it started off great, but then I started feeling no connection to the characters at all. So this is called The Stationery Shop. I'm not going to try to pronounce the author, so I'll leave it right there. Lovely book cover. This is where I feel so much sadness because I wanted to like hold this book and look at this book every day because it's so beautiful, and you can tell like underneath the cover it's embossed, like it's such raised textures under there. Oh my gosh, I would love this book. Turns out I didn't make it past my 4-chapter ban. So this comes in multiple parts, and throughout the decades. Starts out, it talks of a young teenage girl named Roya, and 1953 she finds a literary oasis in a stationery shop stocked with books and pens and bottles of jewel-colored ink. And then she is introduced to this other person, and a romance kind of blossoms. Time passes, and she agrees to marry this person she's introduced to. And then violence erupts, a result of the coup that forever changes their country's future. In the chaos, he never shows, and for weeks, Roya tries desperately to contact him, but her efforts are fruitless. Reluctantly, she moves on to college in California, a completely different country. This was in Tehran. I don't know how to pronounce that. So she moves on to college in the United States, and then to another man, to a life in New England. So it says a chance encounter nearly 60 years later gives her the opportunity to ask him all the questions that have haunted her for more than half a century. Why did you leave? Where did you go? And how is it you were able to forget me? I felt like this had such potential, but I struggled so hard with the, I guess not necessarily the culture. Obviously I couldn't relate to the culture because I only know my own, and I struggled to put myself in her place of what she was seeing, what she was surrounded by, and the things that were happening. Obviously I'm fortunate enough not to know those things, but it made me sad that I couldn't connect with her and with this writing style. I think the writing style was the biggest letdown for me. I'm getting choked up thinking about it because I wanted to love this book so much, and I wanted to see, especially the way the book started off. She was an elderly woman, and she was with her husband meeting the person who left her as basically a teenager, and to like sit down with those questions. But then it immediately went back to the past where it all began, and that's where I found the disconnect. And it made me so sad because I wanted to know the answers, and I purposefully did not go to the end to see how it went, what really happened. I didn't bypass any of that because I thought if I decide to pick it up at another date, or if I try to listen to it via audiobook, I didn't want it ruined for me. So again, I'm on the fence of finding out how the story went. But if you've read it and you loved it and it's worth picking up again, please let me know. Again, like the same as I said with Ophelia and The Marvelous Boy, if you've read either of these and you think that I should give them a second chance, please let me know. But that is it. Those are my thoughts on the books that I picked up and this little library haul, and I hope that you enjoyed hanging out with me and talking books. I would love to know what you're reading right now, and I hope that you have had a wonderful summer and you guys were able to do something nice with your family, whether it be going somewhere fantastic or just cozying up in a chair with a book. I hope it's been great and good to you, and I hope that this fall is equally as kind. So I love you guys so much. I hope you have a blessed day, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.